MTN SME Hub. Link to growth. Link to success. Link to the ultimate resource for business advice and insights.
Welcome to the Big Small Business Show, the show for all our fantastic entrepreneurs out there who are making a life, a legacy, a living, and hopefully a fortune as well. And to help you to do that, we've got some special guests in studio with us today. Somebody I know for many, many years, Nicola Tyler. She's founder of the Thinking Company, and Nicholas Daniels, who I've just met right now, and he's the marketing manager for the Thinking Company. Welcome.
Thanks. Nice to see you.
So today we're talking about thinking differently, and this is a topic that I just love because everyone talks about thinking out of the box, and then what does that mean? And then you have people saying, well, you should think in the box differently, and there's a whole bunch of perspectives. From your perspective, what is thinking differently?
I love your starting point because a mate of mine, Chuck Dimer, late Chuck Dimer, who first trained me in one of the De Bono programs, he said, you can't think outside the box until you know what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I worked with De Bono, he said teaching perception is more important than teaching creative thinking. Because if you understand how perception works, you understand the benefit of thinking differently. So the starting point of thinking differently is what formed your perceptions to begin with. And he used to drop marbles on an overhead projector, magnetic balls, like little balls. And if he dropped a ball within the vicinity of the other ball, it would just attach. And he would basically say that when you have a starting point in your thinking, if information comes in and it is in the vicinity of your life experience, it will naturally attach to what's gone before. So in essence, what we end up with is a string of marbles, and that forms the basis of your skill, tying your shoelaces, your concepts, how you group things in the world, so financial services, art, television, but also your perceptions, how you filter the world in. So thinking differently in a very basic construct it's a bit like losing your marbles. It's how do you break the chain that has formed the basis of what you already know how to do.
That's a lovely metaphor to use. I can see you know how to train. So why have you created this business, the Thinking Company? What's its
such
purpose?
A good question. So I exited a business that I started in 2002, about 3 years ago, and I jumped on a plane and flew around the world, and I went to conferences, I went to stuff in America, and it's like, what do I want to do next? And what I exited with was my strategy work and then the De Bono distribution model, which is basically teaching thinking, lateral thinking, creative thinking. And I literally racked my brains. I was registering URLs like I've got more domain names than you can shake a stick at. And I just woke up one day and I said, that's it. It's the Thinking Company. And the funny thing is when you've got a great name, people remember it. Mm. So I got a bunch of people in an office. I hadn't got a clue what I was doing, but I kind of knew what I wanted to do. And I said, I want to make a difference to the world based on almost 30 years of entrepreneurship by transferring what I have learned and experienced to like the future generations. So to do that, I need a conduit, which is typically a company. And we've got Nick involved in the Thinking Company because hopefully he'll be the next 30-year runway, not me. And that's what I want to do. I want to take 30 years of life experience and plant it into the next generation.
How does it feel like to be a conduit?
So, yeah, I guess where I fit in here is I spent 9 years in education. I was working in Vietnam at some of the top international schools there. And although it's a very rewarding job, it does come with its frustrations. And one of those is that the way that we teach. So if you think about how they teach in schools, I think of it like a paint by numbers approach. So if you have like a child's coloring book, Red is 1, blue is 2. And why I use that analogy is basically because you are taught basically content that then you need to answer to a specific criteria. And what that does is that limits your thinking, both critical thinking, creative thinking. And I felt it very frustrating, which is why I'm very passionate about what Nicola does at the Thinking Company, because the tools that we use completely have opened up and broadened my horizon. And I want to pass that on to the future generation going forward.
So how do you apply this to entrepreneurs? It seems like from before, very much the corporate environment, you can pay big money for your kind of skills is an obvious market. But entrepreneurs who, cannot make month end, who so need to your training. So how do you reconcile the two? Is obviously the need for being paid and that deep need in that space?
Yeah. So it's actually something I've really tried to apply my mind to. So we've developed this product called the Thinking Academy, and we're launching it to like 18 to 25-year-olds, which was the target market. But we've also got a nonprofit called the Thinking Fund. And the Thinking Fund is a registered NPO. And what we're hoping to do is get that SARS certificate. It's all in process at the moment. So what we'd love to do is get like enterprise development funding from corporates to fund entrepreneurs. We're also looking at private funding. We've got a client that wants us to run, maybe Nick can talk to that, but like 53 people through personal development. I do a little bit of pro bono work, but we've brought the price right down. It's like literally, if I compared like 2 days of work here and what we're doing there, just to make it accessible. And then hopefully there'll be people that will be willing to fund it and sponsor it. But also we will go for corporates. We actually went to market with the 18 to 25-year-old. And we had there was one lad, Josh, and he came on that program. And I think he's like 21-ish, Stellenbosch, took what we trained, passionate about starting his own business, came up with an idea for using VAT money to fund SMEs, submitted it to PSG, came second, won 300,000 Rand, and sent us a message immediately saying this one's for the team, took everything we taught him to come up with an idea and to formulate his model. It's just download it. It's an absolutely brilliant idea. Capital to fund SMEs using VAT money. Genius.
We're going to have to take a break now. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation. Stay tuned.
MTN SME Hub, link to business success.